Hi everyone, we have some awesome news to share with you all. God has opened the door to an opportunity for a group to go to Beirut, Lebanon this fall. Brother Mark Glover and his wife, Sister Laureen from SWM Radio will be joining Brother Kevin and his wife, Sister Serene, collaborating together for this effort. As you may or may not know, Lebanon is going through an economic crisis, and many are struggling financially. They're struggling mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Together, working with the Adventist Learning Center that's already been established there in Beirut, Lebanon, plan on visiting the students and their families to meet their needs. Also, we'll be conducting a week of revival that will include music and inspiring messages to encourage them through these difficult times. Here's a short video from the Adventist Learning Center so you have an idea of what it's like there and for these students and families.
You don't know where your next meal's coming from, or if you're going to be homeless, or if you're going to have a place to live, or if you're going to live to see tomorrow. You don't put a lot of effort into planning your future because you don't know if there is going to be a future.
My guest is Alexis Herdshires, who's the founder and director of the Adventist Learning Center here in Beirut. Alexis, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
This is an amazing place. Here we are in the center of Beirut, and there's kids running around everywhere, but just a few years ago there was nothing. How did this all start?
Well, it started with the idea of giving Adventists an opportunity to interact with their community more. And with the recent refugee crisis that had just started about a year and a half before we arrived, the area was just overflowing with Syrian refugees, and every single person kept saying, if there's anything you can do for them, we have services for all kinds of other people, we don't have anything yet started for them. And so the center was kind of born out of this idea to do something for the Syrian refugees.
Fantastic. So we have this building here. How many students do you have?
We have 80 students.
And
during the daytime. We also have some classes that meet in the afternoon that are just run by volunteers. In all, the building serves a lot more people, but our school itself is only 80. We've had children who've lost parents, who've lost siblings in the war, people who've lost their homes, who've been dug out themselves from under the rubble. We have several families that actually spend more than a month hiking across Syria, trying to get out of the country because they were living in areas that were controlled by ISIS, where they had no power to do what they wanted to do and to go where they wanted to go, to raise their families the way they wanted to raise them. We have little girls that are 7 and 8 years old that just arrived and were so happy to take off all their black clothes and be able to play again and be kids and not be all covered up. So they're coming from a background of immediate trauma there that they experienced, coming to a background where they're having these kind of secondary traumas of unstable housing, parents who are unable to get jobs, wondering where their next meal is coming from, and then some of the attitudes that they get from the local people, because the sheer number of refugees here in Lebanon is immense. There's one refugee to every 3 people. So the economy can't sustain that, and so there's a lot of frustration on everyone's side. Our program here is actually our interaction with the parents. We only study 4 days a week, and that's because we have long days, and after school we're out in the homes visiting with the families. Some of the families, we do English classes. Some of the families, some of the women especially, don't know how to read and write even in Arabic. So we're doing some of those things with them to help them feel like they can fit in more to society here, and they have some sort of positive outlook on their life here, and they don't feel quite as hopeless or as frustrated and lost.
Please support this effort with your prayers and or donations that will be able to provide for those who are desperately in need of hope. Thank you so much, and may God bless you and continue to bless you in these last days.